What's holding you back? What's the invisible force that keeps you from achieving greatness, from becoming the person you know deep down you're capable of being? I'm not talking about the things that are outside of your control. I'm talking about what's inside you, the fear, the doubts, the stories you've been telling yourself. It's time to look those things straight in the face. What is it that's been keeping you stuck? And what are you going to do about it? What if the walls keeping you from moving forward aren't outside, but inside your own mind? Think about it. You're not just facing the challenges of the world around you, but you're facing the ones you've created yourself. Whether it's through fear, negative self-talk, or limiting beliefs. You've got walls inside you, walls built by doubt, insecurity, and past failures. And what happens when you keep looking at those walls? You stop trying to climb them. You stop trying to break through them. You convince yourself that it's just easier to stay where you are, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's painful. But here's the truth. Those walls aren't as strong as you think. They're only as strong as you allow them to be. You have the power to tear them down. But first, you have to acknowledge that they exist. You have to face the obstacles within you, the ones you've been avoiding for so long. So I challenge you right now, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, why am I not where I want to be? What's stopping me? Is it the world around me, or is it the story I've been telling myself? Too often we avoid this question because we're afraid of what we'll find. We're afraid of the truth. But here's the thing. The truth will set you free. When you start questioning your own beliefs, when you start challenging the thoughts that limit you, that's when the real change begins. You have the power to change your life, but you must first be willing to face the reality of where you are and why you're there. If you don't reflect, you stay trapped. The longer you ignore the inner forces holding you back, the longer you'll stay in the same place. This journey isn't just about awareness, it's about transformation. The purpose of what we're doing today is to give you the tools you need to break free from the things that have been holding you back. You'll leave here knowing exactly what's stopping you, and more importantly, you'll know how to eliminate it. It's time to stop running from the things you fear. It's time to face them, understand them, and break them down. The power of self-awareness is the key to unlocking everything you want in life. Once you become aware of the internal forces at play, once you start recognizing what's truly been holding you back, you'll be unstoppable. This journey is the first step toward breaking free. You might not see them, but the chains are there, invisible chains that keep you locked in place. These chains are made up of fear, doubt, and comfort. They're so subtle that you don't even realize they exist until you stop and really look at your life. Fear keeps you from taking risks. Doubt tells you you're not good enough. Comfort, the most dangerous of all, tells you that where you are is good enough, that you don't need to push yourself any further. But let me tell you something, those chains are not as strong as you think they are. The problem is, you've gotten so used to them that they've become part of your life. They're the voices in your head that whisper, don't try, don't push, don't fail. But here's the reality, those chains are made of nothing more than fear and old beliefs. And they can be broken, but only if you're willing to take the first step. It's time to cut the chains that have been holding you back. You have the power to break free, but you must decide to take control and step out of the comfort zone. If you always play it safe, you'll never know what you're capable of. Comfort zones are where dreams go to die. They are the places where growth stops and potential is buried. We convince ourselves that we're protecting ourselves, that we're being smart, but the truth is we're just hiding from the discomfort of growth. What would happen if you stepped outside that comfort zone? What would you find if you pushed yourself just a little bit harder? You would find new strengths, you would discover new parts of yourself you didn't even know existed. But you won't find any of that if you stay in the comfort of what's familiar. What happens when you stay stuck in the same place for years? You stagnate, you get frustrated, you feel unfulfilled, and then you start asking yourself, what's wrong with me? But the reality is, you're just stuck in the wrong place. It's time to confront these forces. It's time to recognize that your comfort zone is your enemy, and it's time to break free from it. The truth is, the forces that keep you stuck are within you. They are your own fears, your own doubts, and your own limiting beliefs. They are the things you've carried with you for so long you've forgotten they're even there. But once you start recognizing them, you'll be able to dismantle them. What's holding you back? Fear, doubt, complacency? It's time to face these obstacles head on and break through them. You've been avoiding these internal barriers long enough, but no more. Now's the time to deal with them. Now's the time to finally move forward. Let's talk about something crucial, something that most of us overlook. The forces that are keeping you stuck. You can't see them, but they are there. These invisible obstacles are the hardest to overcome because they don't make noise. They don't announce themselves, but they are always there, silently sabotaging your progress, holding you back from the life you're meant to live. You see, fear is like a shadow. It's always there, lurking just behind you, but you won't really see it until you turn around and face it head on. Fear tells you that you're not good enough, that you can't do it, that you'll fail before you even try. It's the voice that makes you hesitate, second guess yourself, and stay stuck in place. But here's the truth, fear is a liar. It tells you stories that aren't true. And comfort, that sneaky little devil, works in much the same way. It whispers in your ear that everything is fine just as it is. Why rock the boat? Why take the risk? Comfort says, you're good enough here, but all it's really doing is chaining you to mediocrity. Comfort is your silent enemy. The more you seek it, the less you grow. Do you really want to be stuck where you are forever? These forces are subtle but powerful. They will hold you in place unless you choose to face them. The first step to breaking free is recognizing that they exist and that they're controlling your life without you even realizing it. Picture this. You're a ship on the open sea. You've got places to go, things to do, but there's an anchor weighing you down. That anchor is fear, it's self-doubt, it's the comfort zone you've built for yourself. Just like an anchor keeps a ship from moving freely across the water, these hidden forces keep you stuck in one place, unable to move forward. And just like that anchor, they don't announce their presence. They just sit there, holding you back. Imagine trying to move forward with an anchor tied to your boat. Every time you try to push ahead, you're dragged back. Every time you think about making progress, you feel that heavy weight pulling you down. This is exactly what happens when you let self-doubt control you. You build a cage around yourself before you've even started. You lock yourself in with thoughts like, I'm not good enough, or I'll never make it. But let me ask you, how many dreams have you given up on because you doubted yourself? How many opportunities have you let slip by because you thought you weren't ready, or you weren't worthy, or you weren't capable? That self-doubt is a cage. It locks you in and tells you that you're not allowed to step outside, to dream bigger, to grow. But I'm here to tell you, if you want to live the life you've always imagined, you have to face that cage. You have to recognize that self-doubt is just a story you've been telling yourself. And once you break free from that cage, you will be amazed at how much more you're capable of. If you don't confront these inner obstacles, if you continue to let fear, doubt, and comfort control your life, you will remain stuck. The longer you ignore these forces, the stronger they become. They will begin to control every decision you make. They will dictate your actions. And before you know it, years will have passed and you'll still be standing in the same spot asking yourself, what happened to my dreams? Here's the hard truth. If you don't control these forces, they will control you. You can either take charge of your life or life will take charge of you. You get to decide. But if you stay unaware of what's holding you back, you won't have the power to change it. It's like driving a car with no idea where the brakes are. You're at the mercy of whatever happens next. So ask yourself, what's controlling your life right now? Is it fear? Is it self-doubt? Is it the comfort of staying exactly where you are? Whatever it is, you can't solve a problem if you don't first name it. Recognize it, acknowledge it. But here's the good news. Once you bring awareness to these hidden forces, once you confront them head on, you take away their power. The moment you recognize what's been holding you back, you gain the power to break free from it. Awareness is the key to unlocking your potential. It's the first step in turning things around. It's the moment you shift from being a victim of your circumstances to being the victor of your life. The truth is, you've always had the power inside of you. You just needed to see it. Now, let me ask you, are you ready to stop letting fear, doubt, and comfort control your life? Are you ready to break through the barriers that have been holding you back? Because if you are, if you're ready to take that first step, the world is waiting for you. It's time to break free. Let me tell you something. Limiting beliefs are the invisible walls that keep you locked in place. They're the false stories we tell ourselves day in and day out that prevent us from growing, from becoming the person we're meant to be. Think about it for a second. What's the story you've been telling yourself that's holding you back? Maybe you've told yourself that you're not smart enough to pursue that dream job. Maybe you've told yourself that you'll never be as successful as others because of your background. We all have these beliefs, these lies we've internalized, and we don't even question them. But here's the hard truth. What you believe, you become. And those limiting beliefs are the chains that are keeping you from your full potential. Here's the thing about limiting beliefs. They don't just show up out of nowhere. They are formed by past experiences, failures, or even the words of others. Maybe when you were young, you tried out for a sports team and didn't make it. You took that failure and you decided, I'm just not an athlete. Or maybe you tried to start a business and it fell apart, so now you tell yourself, I'm not good at business. But let me remind you, that's just one moment in time. That doesn't define who you are. And yet, these beliefs hold so much power over us. We let them shape how we see the world and how we see ourselves. When you believe you can't, guess what? You won't. These beliefs aren't just thoughts, they become the lens through which you view your entire life. And this is why we often stay stuck. You didn't get the job, so now you think you're not qualified. But that's not the whole story. Your past doesn't define your future unless you let it. Your mind is a fortress, strong, built to withstand external pressure. But the beliefs you hold are the keys to that fortress. They either let you in or lock you out. If you believe you can't succeed, then your mind will keep you trapped outside your potential. Beliefs shape how you see the world and how you see yourself. If you've already decided you're not good enough, you won't even take the first step toward your dreams. How many times have you stopped yourself before even trying because you thought, I'm just not good enough? Those beliefs convince you that failure is inevitable, that success is for other people, not you. This is the ultimate form of self-sabotage. You believe something negative about yourself, and that belief leads you to act or not act in ways that reinforce that belief. When you don't believe in yourself, you won't take the steps needed to succeed. Your actions follow your beliefs. And if you don't believe you're capable, you won't act with confidence, commitment, or consistency. Let me ask you, what is it you're not even trying to do because you've already decided it's not possible? Maybe you've given up on a career goal, or you've stopped trying to improve your health. That's all coming from your beliefs. And you know what? Those beliefs are not facts. They're just stories you've been telling yourself, and the power you've given them is the only thing keeping you from making real progress. Now, here's the game changer. You can challenge those beliefs. What if that story you've been telling yourself for years is completely wrong? What if everything you thought you knew about your limits is a lie? Think about it. What if your beliefs are the chains holding you in place? They are keeping you from achieving the very things you've been dreaming of. But here's the key. You hold the power to break free from them. What if I told you that every time you challenge those beliefs, you strip away a piece of the chains? It's time to question everything. What if that belief you've carried for years is wrong? What if you are more capable than you think? What if you are more worthy than you've been telling yourself? You have the power to rewrite your story. Beliefs are not facts, they're choices. What you believe is a decision you make, and if you don't like the story you've been living, you can change it. You are not your past mistakes. You are what you choose to believe about yourself right now. Think about that for a moment. What empowering belief can you adopt today that will move you closer to your dreams? Start small. Replace I can't with I'm learning. Replace I'm not good enough with I am worthy of success. You don't have to make huge changes overnight. Start with small shifts and watch how those shifts add up. The truth is, you are capable of so much more than you think. But you can't get there if you keep holding on to the beliefs that limit you. It's time to challenge those beliefs, to rewrite the story, and to step into your greatness. So what are you going to do today? What new belief are you going to start telling yourself? It's your choice. You can continue living small, letting those beliefs control you, or you can choose to believe in yourself and go after everything you've ever wanted. What have you been telling yourself for years? What if everything you've accepted as truth is actually holding you back? What if it's all been a lie? Start questioning everything you've been telling yourself, everything you've accepted as reality, the things you've been carrying in your mind, the stories you've allowed to define you. They're not the truth, they're just stories. Take a moment to look in the mirror, ask yourself, Is this belief mine, or is it something I've been told? What have you been carrying around for so long? Maybe it's not even yours. It's time to stop carrying things that aren't yours. These limiting beliefs are like a backpack you've been holding for years and you haven't even realized how heavy it is. It's time to unpack it one belief at a time. What's inside? Is it full of things that no longer serve you? These limiting beliefs are like invisible chains. You're bound by them without even knowing they exist. You may think you're free, but these chains are holding you back. How would it feel to let them go? What could happen if you finally broke free from those invisible restraints? The narrative you've been living is not set in stone. It's yours to rewrite. You've been telling yourself a story, but it doesn't have to be the story you keep telling. The old narrative that says you can't, that you're not enough, that you're stuck, throw it away. It's time to create a new story for yourself. Your beliefs are like old shoes. Maybe they used to fit, but they don't anymore. They're worn out, uncomfortable, and they're holding you back. If you're still walking around in shoes that don't fit, how far do you think you're going to get? It's time to change the shoes, change the story, change the beliefs. What served you before won't help you get where you need to go. Whenever you catch yourself thinking, I can't, stop. Replace it with, I'm learning how to. That simple shift can change everything. You are not defined by the beliefs that limit you. You are defined by your actions. What you do is what matters. If you take action, you're moving forward. Change doesn't happen overnight, but small, consistent shifts will lead to big results. Every time you challenge those beliefs, every time you replace a negative thought with an empowering one, you're building the mindset you need to succeed. Visualization is more than just daydreaming. It's a tool. It's how you program your mind to succeed. Close your eyes and picture your ideal life. See yourself living it right now. Feel the emotions that come with that success. Imagine it vividly. It's not just a dream. It's how you plant the seed of success in your mind. And affirmations, they work. The words you speak to yourself have power. The more you tell yourself that you are capable, worthy, and deserving, the more it becomes your truth. I am worthy. I am capable. I will break through. Say it every day. Believe it. The more you repeat it, the more it becomes your reality. But just like exercise strengthens your body, you have to strengthen your mind with consistency. You can't say an affirmation once and expect everything to change. It's about doing it every day. Consistency is the key. Are you ready to build the mindset of someone who has everything they've ever wanted? Because that's what it takes. Consistency and belief. Belief without action is just a wish. It means nothing unless you take action. Your belief is the spark, but your actions turn it into reality. You have to prove to yourself that you're serious. What's one small step you can take today that will move you closer to your goal? It doesn't matter how big the step is, just take it. Momentum is built by moving forward, even if it's one small action at a time. Fear doesn't disappear. You can't avoid it, but you can walk through it. Fear is like fog. It seems thick and heavy at first, but the more you move forward, the thinner it gets. Don't let fear hold you back. Walk through it. On the other side of that fear is your success, and you won't reach it if you stand still. Take the first step. You don't need to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. You don't need all the answers now. What matters is that you start. Every small action you take builds momentum, and that momentum will push you toward the life you've been dreaming about. It all starts with one step. Now picture this. You are no longer the person who's stuck in those old beliefs. You've broken free. You are living a life without limits. How does it feel? How does it feel to finally step into the person you were always meant to be? Feel that power, own that feeling. This is the new version of you, limitless and capable. This is who you were always meant to be, and now you're stepping into that truth. Align your actions with your potential. Now that you've broken free from those limiting beliefs, it's time to step into your greatness. You are worthy of everything you desire. The only thing stopping you is what you choose to believe about yourself. What do you choose to believe? And know this, your transformation doesn't just affect you, it creates a ripple effect. When you change your life, you inspire others to do the same. Your growth becomes a catalyst for others to break free from their limitations too. Your story, your transformation, your courage, it has the power to change the world. You've broken free. Now go out there and show the world what you're capable of. It's not enough to know what's wrong. It's not enough to sit and analyze your problems, to read every self-help book or listen to every motivational speaker. If you know what's wrong, but you don't take action, you're no better than someone who knows nothing at all. Knowledge is power, but action is the spark that ignites that power. Think about this for a second. If you have all the knowledge in the world about how to get fit, but you don't put it into action, what happens? Nothing. You stay the same. If you have all the knowledge about how to improve your life, but you never act on it, what happens? You stay stuck. Knowing what's wrong only illuminates the path, but you must take the first step to walk it. That first step is action. So let me ask you, what's one action you can take today to get closer to your goal? It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you must take that first step. The journey begins with the decision to act. Fear is not something that goes away on its own. Fear doesn't disappear just because you wish it would. Fear is like fog. It clouds your vision. It makes everything seem uncertain. It paralyzes you. But here's the truth. The only way through fear is through action. When you keep moving, when you keep taking steps forward, the fog begins to lift. It doesn't matter how small the steps are, just keep moving, and eventually you will see the path clearly. I'm sure you've hesitated before. How many times have you felt the fear and then hesitated to act, only to wish later that you'd just done it? Every time you hesitate, that fear tightens its grip. But if you take action anyway, that grip weakens. The more you act, the less fear controls you. Look, at successful people, they don't let fear stop them. They don't wait for the perfect moment because they know there is no perfect moment. They act in spite of the fear, and that's what makes them successful. Small actions lead to big results. It's the consistency of those small actions taken in the face of fear that separates the doers from the dreamers. You can't do it alone. You need the right people around you. If you're going to reach your full potential, you have to surround yourself with people who challenge you, push you, and support you. It's just like a matchstick. You can light a match, but one match on its own doesn't have much power. But if you have a whole pack of matches, you can start a fire that will burn bright. The right community, the right mentorship will fuel your progress. Action alone is not enough. But when you have accountability, when you have people who believe in you and hold you to your word, that's unstoppable. The power of accountability cannot be overstated. Without it, it's easy to slip back into old habits. But when someone is there to keep you in check, to remind you of your goals, you'll move further faster. Find a mentor. Find a group of people who are on the same journey. The people you surround yourself with will determine how far you go. You can't climb the ladder of success on your own, but with the right support, you'll reach heights you never thought possible. Let me tell you something. Action is the key to unlocking your potential. Don't wait for the perfect moment because it doesn't exist. Your potential is unlocked through action, not hesitation. It's through the actions you take day in and day out that you learn about who you are and what you're capable of. The more you act, the more you'll discover about your true power. Action is the ultimate game changer. What separates the people who achieve their dreams from those who don't is simple. Action. They take consistent steps toward their goals even when it's hard, even when they're scared. The people who succeed don't wait for the stars to align. They take action and make things happen. Your dreams are waiting for you to take action. So I ask you again, what are you waiting for? Take that first step. Your potential is right there within your reach, but you can only unlock it by taking bold action. You have the power to make today the day that everything changes, but it all starts with that one decision, to act. Let me start by addressing something we've all heard, something that's been drilled into our minds over and over, the myth of overnight success. Let me tell you something right now. Success is not a straight line. It's a winding road with 1,000 bumps. There is no magic formula, no shortcut, no instant result. Look at anyone who has truly achieved greatness, people like Thomas Edison, Oprah Winfrey, and Michael Jordan. Do you think they woke up one day to success? Do you think they were handed their achievements on a silver platter? Absolutely not. They failed a lot. Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I have just found 1,0,0,0,0 ways that won't work." The path to success was not paved for them. They had to stumble, fall, and get up again and again. Failure is not a dead-end road, it's a detour, a lesson. It's the process of learning what doesn't work that eventually leads you to what does. Failure is just a stepping stone. Every setback is an opportunity to grow, to adjust your approach, and to come back stronger. So let me ask you, are you going to let failure define you, or are you going to get back up and keep going? The truth is simple. Persistence is what separates winners from quitters. It's not about how many times you fall, it's about how many times you get back up and keep going. Think about this for a second. What if Steve Jobs had given up when Apple was on the verge of bankruptcy? What if J.K. Rowling had thrown in the towel after the first dozen rejections from publishers? What if Kobe Bryant had quit basketball when his career started with failure after failure? The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is persistence. The people who make it are the ones who keep going when everyone else has given up. Think about your own life. Think of a time when you almost gave up but pushed through anyway. What would have happened if you had quit then? What would have happened if you had walked away when it seemed impossible? The only way to guarantee failure is to quit. Don't quit when you're close. Even when it feels like you're hitting a wall, even when it seems like nothing is working, remember this: the moment you feel like quitting is often the moment right before the breakthrough. Now let's talk about the grind, the struggle, the daily effort, the journey. Most people want to skip the hard part. They see success as a destination and they focus only on reaching the top. But let me tell you something. It's not just about reaching the top. It's about who you become along the way. The grind is what shapes you into who you're meant to be. The setbacks, the challenges, the sleepless nights, they make you stronger. They make you resilient. It's these moments that teach you what you're really made of. Embrace the grind. This journey you're on is not a punishment. It's not an obstacle. It's the greatest opportunity to build yourself into the person you need to be to handle the success you're striving for. Think of every obstacle as a tool for growth. Endurance through challenges leads to mastery. The more challenges you face, the more skilled you become. The more obstacles you overcome, the stronger you get. So the next time you're feeling tired, frustrated, or discouraged, remember, every challenge you face is shaping you into the master of your craft. Don't shy away from difficulty. It's your path to greatness. Keep grinding, keep pushing. The top is waiting for you, but you can only get there by embracing every step of the journey. Now, I want you to take a deep breath and really think for a moment. What is holding you back? What's stopping you from stepping into the person you know you're meant to be? You've felt these obstacles in your gut for a long time. You've seen them in your mind, you've heard them in your thoughts, but now it's time to face them head on. It's time to confront what's really standing between you and your full potential. These barriers are not as strong as you've been led to believe. They only seem powerful because you've allowed them to control you for so long. It's time to stop giving them that power. You've spent enough time making excuses. You've spent enough time making excuses, letting fear dictate your choices and doubting your own ability. You're capable of more than you realize. This moment right now is your chance to break through. Think about it. What would your life look like if fear and doubt didn't exist? What could you achieve if you weren't constantly holding yourself back? The truth is, you are the only one who can free yourself. You have the power to create the change you want, but only if you choose to act. The choice is yours, stepping into your future with bold action. Here you are, standing at a crossroad. You have a choice. You can walk out of this room today and continue living life the way you always have, or you can choose to make a change. Right now, it's like standing at the edge of a cliff. The view ahead is incredible, but to experience it, you've got to take that first step. You've got to leap. You can't wait for the perfect moment, because there's no such thing as the perfect moment. The right time is now. This is your moment, the opportunity to change the course of your life. It doesn't matter how many times you've failed before, it doesn't matter how many doubts or fears you have, it only matters what you choose to do now. What you decide today will shape your tomorrow. Act now. The future you dream of is built on the actions you take today. No one can stop you but you. Your future is not written by circumstances or other people. It's written by the choices you make today. No one else has the power to decide your fate. You have everything you need within you to succeed. Think about that. When you are fully committed to your vision, when you go all in on your potential, there is no one who can stop you. The only person who can stand in your way is you. It's your fears, your doubts, your hesitation that hold you back. But once you let go of those, there is no limit to what you can achieve. The only thing left is for you to take that step. The moment you do, you'll start seeing the changes you've been waiting for. The life you want is waiting for you. But you've got to take the first step toward it. Take that first step, let go of the fear, embrace your power. Your highest potential is waiting for you. Now go claim it.